Hello, everyone. I hope this is broadcasting. I am live from Ananda Community in the wonderful town of Linwood, Washington. A great place to visit. Aha. One has to have a sense of humor. You probably didn't realize that although our Guru Paramahansa Yogananda listed 8 separate aspects of soul consciousness of God and creation, I'll list them for you. I think I already did in a prior broadcast, but they are peace, wisdom, vitality, love, calmness, the inner sound, the voice of God, the face of God as inner light, and the bliss of God, the very nature of spirit. But he omitted one more. The 9th aspect of God is humor. We can't live without food, and we can't live without humor. Well, this is a bit of a humorous passage today I'd like to read. It's number 141. I remember I just chuckled mightily the first time I heard it decades ago. Yogananda had his tongue squarely in his cheek. It goes as follows. In the hall of life, decorated with mountains, stormy cataracts, and wild scenery, I have played long. Each time, when tired of play I cried for thee, thou didst drop down through the skylight of my heart's craving, some new doll of fame, friends, or prosperity to quiet me. This time, Divine Mother, I will play the naughty baby. I will sob unceasingly. No more shall the toys of earthly pleasure stop my cries, O Divine Mother. Thou must come soon, for I will awaken all creation with my cries. I will make all thy sleeping children wake and join me in a chorus of wails. Forsake thy busyness with the housework of creation. I demand attention. I demand thee. I no longer want thy playthings. Well, I don't think there's any risk of any of us awakening all creation, all humanity, all beings from the sleep of delusion into the light of divinity. But it's a happy thought anyway. But the seed thought is very important. Somewhere in the autobiography of a yogi by Paramahansa Yogananda, he makes the curious statement that when the soul tires of the anguishing monotony of repeated rounds of birth and life and death, then it seeks a way out. And the way out, of course, is the way in, meaning the way in is to commune inwardly with the divine presence in our soul and our soul as a part of the infinite spirit. And so the naughty baby is the devotee who has awakened to the tortures of this world, to the ups and downs. Oh yeah, you can have pleasure and you can have prosperity and power and talent and recognition, but all of those at best go away at death. But in truth, the rest of the world is clawing at you. There's always somebody more popular, more rich, more famous, more powerful. In politics, it's dog eat dog. Human love is about as dependable as, well, the weather. You never know what you're going to get. Remember Forrest Gump said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And boy, is that true. Okay? So we have to, Yogananda told a delightful story. I'm not going to tell the whole story. It was rather long, even for my tastes. But it's a story of a soul. He was supposedly a devotee, somebody who loved God and so on. And each lifetime, there was just one little thing that wasn't quite right. So at the end of life, as the angel of death came to him and they reviewed things together or whatever they do, he said, well, the next life, if I could just, maybe be healthy or have a happy mate or, wealthy, all this stuff. So, it goes through all these lifetimes. And of course, at every lifetime, it's like there's something missing. And finally, in the story, as Yogananda tells it in his delightful but thick Bengali accent. He says, "Oh no," when the angel comes, "I know your tricks. I just want thee." And so the devotee says, "No more running after material things and so forth." But you know, the price, the pearl of great price, which is happiness, a happiness untrammeled by the ups and downs, sufferings, and joys of life, something no one can take from us, comes at a great price. The great price really isn't that great, but it is to the ego. It is to that soul identified with the body and with its needs and its desires and all of our past things and so forth. To that ego, the price of redemption, the price of salvation, the price of untrammeled happiness, or even moderate happiness on the spiritual path, is a great price. Okay, you know, Yogananda's teachings, appropriate to our age, emphasize the joy of right living, the joy of love for God. But he never intended to deny the need to carry the cross, as Jesus said. It's just that carrying our cross doesn't really inspire that many people. We have an innate knowing that a part of ourselves deserves happiness. You know, we hear that thing, love yourself and all that. Well, there's some truth to it and there's some not so truth to it. In any case, we have in our culture and at our time in history an innate knowing that life can be better through even our efforts. I think that's true. It's not the whole picture, but it's where we have to start. This was the teaching of Buddha, actually. It's a truth teaching anywhere, but sometimes down through history, according to the needs of people, the emphasis is maybe more on devotion and maybe more on grace or maybe more on self-effort. But the truth is, we need both. We're part of a great reality. God alone, God alone. I have this little mantra I like to say. I doubt I made it up. I probably heard it somewhere, but anyway, I use it. And it goes something like this. It's a bit of a prayer. There is no God but God. There is no thing but God. There is no good but God. God alone, God alone. Om, Om, Om. So friends, today I think is Friday. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. online, Ananda Washington, whether on Facebook or on our website or our YouTube channel, we have a special event happening to help Ananda Washington become free of clear of debt in order that with the coming times and the uncertainties that lay ahead of us, we can serve free and clear and serve God, Christ, and the Masters and many truth seekers who are attracted to the path of yoga and meditation, Kriya Yoga, etc., Ananda communities. This is an important watershed event, and we're more than halfway to our goal. So join us. We have some of our most beloved teachers and friends from all over the world sharing with us all their inspiration and their support for our initiative. And Padma and I will be there. We'll be live, and parts of it, including a portion of Swami Kriyananda's dedication talk at the original Blue Lotus Temple in June of 2007. We'll have a portion of that to share with you. So tomorrow, 4 p.m., don't miss it. Joy and blessings.